Greetings, Gemini and Gemini rising. This is your Western forecast for April 2025. You are looking down the road with your long-range goals. You're trying to achieve your dreams and aspirations. Why am I discussing this? Well, last month, I talked about the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, which was on March the 29th. I want to dig deeper into what this eclipse can bring into your life. Couple of things. Solar eclipse is a new moon on steroids, and an eclipse is trying to bring in new opportunities, a new path. This eclipse in Aries, and it repeats in Aries about every 19 years, so it doesn't happen very often. The Aries is the influence of new beginnings, taking the lead, pushing forwards. So some powerful new beginnings wants to happen for everybody in the world, maybe because of all the craziness that's happening in the world. Now, this eclipse, March the 29th, in general, takes 30 to 60 days to start revealing what is trying to bring something new into your life. Now, it's in the 11th. The 11th, on a personal level, is the house sector of friendships or group activities, social groups, networking. You could be really starting to focus more on that social side in the coming months, but could be impacting you for a number of years, because the 11th also deals with your long-range goals and aspirations. Certainly, you might get more involved with groups, which could be organizations. That's the 11th. Now, to give some clues of where most of you might be seeing this 11th house direction unfold, we look to Mercury and Venus, and then Saturn in the North Node, as they're all going to be in Pisces. Mercury, discerning, communication, curious, restless Mercury, is the ruling planet for Gemini. Because Gemini is all about communications and learning and talking and jumping from one idea to the next. Very flexible, very adaptable people. Mercury is the planet associated with Gemini. Mercury, of course, is the messenger god in mythology. So Mercury went retrograde in the middle of March 2025 in Aries, in your 11th house of your long-range goals and aspirations. So, but going retrograde, you started maybe backing up and going, is this what I want? Can I achieve this? So you could be second guessing, may not be unsure. That's all those qualities of the Mercury going retrograde. As we got closer to April, it retrograded out of Aries into Pisces, where it is going direct in Pisces on April the 7th in your 10th house of career matters, leadership, your professional reputation. So you'll be making a lot of decisions, Mercury, as we're going through April, about your long-range plans and goals. That's the solar eclipse. It might be involved with working with a team, working with a group, working with an organization. But that Mercury, your ruling planet, going direct through April in your 10th house, there's a lot of focus on business, maybe starting your own business, or taking on a lot more new beginnings and responsibilities in your career. Venus went retrograde in Aries in your 11th and went retrograde March the 1st. And as we're getting closer to April, the Venus retrograded out of Aries into Pisces, joining Mercury. But Venus will remain retrograde in Pisces until April the 12th in your 10th house of career matters. Venus could represent relationships. That's Venus. Creative desire in projects. The Venus is what you value and desire, and it's pushing forwards in April in your 10th house of career matters. So part of these long-range goals, working with groups and organizations, doing a lot more networking with friends and associates because of the Mercury and Venus in the 10th, it's all connected with these long-range career goals and aspirations. Now, there's a lot more because Saturn and the karmic North Node are also in Pisces, but we have to look to Aries. The new moon solar eclipse is in Aries. Not only is it highlighting your 11th house, but Aries is ruled by Mars, ambitious, assertive Mars. So Mars is also going to be helping describe what this new moon in Leo in Aries is trying to bring in. But before I go deeper into this, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. Mars is going into Leo April the 17th to June the 17th, once every 2 years. Leo is 3 signs past Gemini. So a lot of this passion, aggressiveness, assertiveness of Mars in Leo is highlighting your 3rd house of learning, communications, and selling and writing. But there's clues before. It's going to be more fully manifesting from the middle of April to the middle of June, once every 2 years. But you had clues back in November, even into December, because back in November, Mars, for the first time in 2 years, went into Leo, into your 3rd house. So there might have been a lot of being very goal-oriented, very assertive, with learning, with selling, with all kinds of communications, and the writing and the speaking. That's all Mars in the 3rd. So you got clues of that last November. Then December the 6th, Mars went retrograde and remaining in Leo to the end of the month, end of December. So what you were getting all motivated and assertive and confident to push forwards with 3rd house matters, more education, selling, a lot of writing, speaking, all those qualities. December the 6th, when it went retrograde, all of that could have started to feel like is this the right path? Is this going to take too hard? Is this really for me? And then it went into Cancer at the beginning of January, which it's in Cancer until April the 17th, when it goes back into Leo. Mars in Cancer, it's one of the weaker signs. So Mars can't be contained because the energy of Cancer, it's all moody and fluctuating. And that can bring in a lot of uncomfortableness and anxiety for the world. But April the 17th, for 2 months, aggressive, assertive Mars, ruler of the solar eclipse in Aries, that Mars goes into the 3rd for those 2 months. So look back to what was maybe exciting you, motivating you. Back in November, maybe December, it looked like, well, maybe this is too hard, maybe I need to slow it down. But now it's going to pick up again, middle of April to the middle of May. With the Mars in the third, that could be selling. That's certainly all this 10th house, Mercury, Venus in the 10th house of career matters. But you could be learning new career goals for your future. This could be about the selling, the negotiating. But let's go now to Saturn and the North Node, also in Pisces, in your 10th house of careers. The North Node can feel very karmic and divine, but usually not when it's happening for most people. It's in retrospect, you're like, whoa, that really looks like it had meant to be. So the North Node is an 18 to 19 year cycle. It went into Pisces, into your 10th house of careers at the beginning of 2025, remaining there for a year and a half. On a more mundane level, the North Node, when it's in your 10th house of careers, it's going to be aligning with Saturn, or if it's triggering any planet in your chart, the North Node intensifies, it amplifies. So going into the 10th house, you're being really ambitious and driven to really push forwards with career, while because of the 11th house of the solar eclipse, maybe it's involved teamwork, organizations, or maybe you're getting so involved with establishing a career, a new business, but also looking at the long-range goals. Saturn, taskmaster, responsible, dutiful Saturn, is a 30-year cycle, went into Pisces around March of 2023. At the very end of May, it's going into Aries, where it will be there through June, July, August, then it retrogrades back into Pisces to tie up any loose ends. Saturn with the North Node is exactly aligning April the 17th to the 23rd. There could be a career event or a real, but the North Node is intensifying the commitment, the responsibilities of Saturn in the 10th. This could be that you are by the middle of April, but sometimes this could start triggering a couple of weeks before to a couple of weeks after. This is a very rare event, maybe the only time in your lifetime, in the 10th house of career matters. So you're going to be really focused on the Saturn North Node of building and establishing a long-term solid career, being really committed to it, really taking on responsibilities. But you're also really looking at the long goals, the long-range goals on one part of the eclipse in Aries, and or you are building an organization, or you're going to be working with a team, with a group effort, with business. That could also be the 11th house. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.